Welcome to this week's edition of Leading with Confidence. My name is Confidence Sileme and I'm your host. This program is proudly powered by the William Sileme Foundation, and the foundation's mission is enabling education in Africa. This week, I'd like us to talk on a topic I've titled Rewarding Your Team. The person who wakes up at 4 a.m. to go to gym does it because they know they will be rewarded with fitness and good health. The business owner who invests and reinvests money into the business does it because they envision that they shall gain a good return. The parent who teaches their child how to count and how to read does it because there is a reward in seeing your child succeed. Without the hope of reward, people lose heart and they throw in the towel. The book of Galatians 6 verse 9 says, "And let us not grow weary in doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up." Close quote. What you reward, you encourage. The rewards we receive encourage us to repeat the behavior that led us to receiving those rewards. As leaders, it's important to take note of what behavior we're rewarding, because those rewards are in essence permitting and advocating for that behavior. If you say well done to your kids and even give them a treat after they've done well in a test, then you're encouraging them to keep doing well. We must always be on the lookout for rewardable behavior so that it may be continued. There are many people who do great things, who go over and above what is expected, but because they have not been acknowledged by their leaders, their fire begins dwindling and it fizzles out. There is a reason that the scripture we quoted mentions giving up. It's because people who give a lot of effort but are not rewarded for that effort are inclined to grow weary, give up, and discontinue giving that effort. If you notice people who were previously great performers starting to regress, check and evaluate whether you have been rewarding them for their efforts. Rewards can instigate a behavior or propel a change in behavior. Changing behavior is one of the greatest challenges that a leader can face when leading a team. When people are used to doing things in a particular way, getting them out of that mindset can take quite a lot. One of the ways to propel change in behavior is rewarding their behavior you want to see. Let's go back to the example of the kids and schoolwork. If a child is slacking and they're not performing at their full potential, that lack of effort can be remedied by promising a reward if they were to put in greater effort and produce better results. I've told this story before in one of the other podcasts, but I like it so much that I'm going to use it here as well. When John C. Maxwell, the world-renowned author and leadership expert, was a child, his parents would pay him and his two siblings to read books. Their parents would pick the book, the kids would read it, and then they'd tell their parents what they learned from the book. Thereafter, they'd get paid. This encouraged the siblings to read, and now reading has become a lifestyle for them. The reward they were offered created a pattern, instigated a behavior, and carved out a culture that continues to this day. Today, I doubt whether you need to offer an incentive to Dr. Maxwell for him to read. He does it because he knows the value that reading offers and the impact it can have on a person's life. Rewards refresh. Rewards also serve the purpose of refreshing the team members. When I think of the word refresh, the visual that pops up in my mind is of an athlete who's worn out and tired from running in the hot sun. This athlete then gets a glass of cold water to quench their thirst. That water refreshes and rejuvenates them. It helps them fight off the heat and they're able to go further. Some teams collapse because they are not being sufficiently refreshed with rewards. They're expected to run in the heat, work late shifts, go the extra mile, but there is little or no water for them to drink. The prudent leader knows that to reward the team is to refresh the team. It is to help them push further and reach higher goals. Rewards refresh the tired body and the exhausted mind. If, for example, you reward a hard-working team or team member with a holiday voucher, you'll be helping to refresh their mind and body, and you'll get a better, more efficient, more appreciative team member upon their return. Do not allow people to run for long periods without refreshing them. To do so is to deplete your resources and strength. It is to drain and weaken your own team, thereby reducing the chances of success. Reward your team because rewards refresh. Rewards resurrect. Rewards can also resurrect a team or team members. When something has to be resurrected, it means that it was dead. Of course, this does not mean literal death, but you do get instances where a team's passion or vigor has died. There are many things that can cause this passion and vigor to die. Starvation is one of them. When a leader starves his or her team of rewards, that team's passion and vigor can die. Rewarding the team goes a long way in resurrecting and keeping that passion and vigor alive. As a leader, you must learn from your past mistakes and failures. If you were stingy in the past, whether with money, with compliments, with compassion, and that led to starvation taking place in your team, learn from those mistakes and do not repeat them. Once you have resurrected your team's passion, once your team begins showing signs of life again, maintain that passion and vigor by rewarding them in the various ways you are able to. Rewards motivate and cultivate. In rewarding the people on your team, it's important to take note of different human resource management theories and guidelines. For example, there is a distinction made between performance-based and membership-based rewards. Performance-based rewards are those rewards that people receive as a result of good or excellent work performed. Perhaps they were able to win a major account for the organization, or they did very well on an assignment they were given. Any reward that is given as a result of performance falls under the performance-based rewards. Membership-based rewards speak of rewards that people receive for merely being part of the organization. These are rewards or benefits that everyone in the organization may be receiving regardless of their performance. In rewarding the people on your team, your mission should be to achieve three things. 1, to say thank you to the person being rewarded. 2, to encourage that person to continue in that form. And 3, to encourage others within the team to perform at a level of excellence as well. As a leader, you must motivate your people so that you cultivate excellence and a winning spirit. Rewards are an effective way to do that. Find out what drives the people on your team and fuel them with more of it. If people are driven by desire for greater responsibility, give them the greater responsibility they desire. Also, give them the flexibility they need as well as more decision-making power. If people are driven by a desire to grow, resource them with tools, courses, and so forth that will enable them to grow. If people are driven by external factors such as money, gifts, and so forth, make those available. Well, we've come to the end of this week's edition of Leading with Confidence. Join us again next time. Cheers.